Hey, what's up? What's up, YouTube? This is King G on the house. What's up? Today is Sunday. We got 8 more days to the election, guys. 8 more days to the election. Now, with that said, you see the beginning of this live video. It says, no stimulus, no relief. Um, um, no stimulus, no relief. So as I'm doing this live right now, the Senate is confirming Amy Barrett, right? So like I said before, there like I said before, there's no stimulus, there's nothing, but they're confirming Amy, right? So they want to confirm this woman because they think that this woman can be the focal point of overturning Roe versus Wade. That she could be the vocal point of overturning DACA, overturning Obamacare. There's a lot of things that they Donald Trump thinks that this woman can and will overturn. Will be the final vote. It should be the deciding vote because it's going to be more Republicans that they're going to be more Democrats. So I want to say something to everybody. Okay, those who are going for Donald Trump because he's pro-life, he's pro this, he's pro that. Let me say something to everyone who is with Donald Trump on this or whatever the case may be. Just because, let's just say, if the courts were to overturn Roe versus Wade, it doesn't mean nothing. Abortion will still be legal. The only difference is that's going to be left up to the state. It'll be left to the state whether they will let abortions be legalized or not. That doesn't mean that the abortions is going to be completely illegal. No, it does not. There's a misconception also. If you look at one of my videos that I put on, there's a misconception that the by taking away the abortions is going to be less abortions, and I'm not funding Planned Parenthood. It's going to have both girls have less abortions. It's going to make more girls have less abortions. And statistics says that that's not true. Planned Parenthood has prevented less abortions with the more contraceptive, whether it's condoms, whether it's the IUD they give the woman. So if you look at statistically, Planned Parenthood has done more for women not to have abortion because of the education that they give them, the contraceptives that they give them. So that in itself, by saying that we're going to overturn Roe versus Wade, is going to reduce the abortions. By defunding Planned Parenthood, it's going to reduce abortion. No, it's not going to reduce abortion. Like I said, Planned Parenthood has helped reduce abortion with its plan of education. That's one thing. So even if they take Roe versus Wade out, that's not going to do anything. It's not going to do anything. And if you look at the history of the if you look at the history of the Supreme Court, there has been more Republican judges, appointed judges by the Republican Party, than there has been Democrats. I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's only been three Democrats that have been chosen, that the Democrats have picked the Supreme Court. And the Republican Party has done 17. That's what it is, 17. And those 17 and the times that's changed, not much has changed. Not much. So this conception that by putting Amy Barrett in the courthouse, putting Amy Barrett in that seat to hold for a lifetime, because you think that she's going to overturn Roe versus Wade, or she's going to overturn DACA, it's ridiculous. That's not going to be overturned. It might change, but it's not going to be overturned. It hasn't been overturned in years, and it's not going to. It is not going to do now, and it's not going to be overturned now. Trust me when I tell you this. So if you're going pro-life because of this, you guys all doing it all wrong. Let's see. Hold on a minute. All right. So by doing that, you're not going to do anything. Let me see what else that I can give you. Everybody saw the debate last week, and in that debate, there were so many lies that I was going to say that Donald Trump has said that it's not even funny. And I don't like the fact that people are voting for Donald Trump because they say he's great. He's great. He's not great. Okay. You guys are just voting for him because I have no idea. But if you guys seem to be fools, he said so many lies. Lie number one, he told you guys that he bailed out the farmers, that China paid for the farmers. No, China did not pay for the farmers. Number one, China's not paying any tariffs. You can look that up. Number two, you know who paid the tariff? You know who paid for the farmers? The aid that went to the farmers? Our tax dollars. That's who it came out of. I'm not making this up. You can look it up. The difference between me and other YouTubers, or not even other YouTubers, let me take that back. The difference between me and other people who like to comment or other people who like to do these types of live videos is that they talk. And when I talk to you, I talk to you with facts. So this way you can look it up and you don't come and say, "Oh, King Gio, you're a liar." Because I don't want that coming back to me. So I'm telling you facts. The Farm Bill was based on our tax dollars. That's number one. Number two, China's not paying tariffs. Okay, that's number two. Number three, all these things that he said that he has all these countries paying back their money back. That's not true because that's not the way NATO works. They want people. The way it works is that this is not a membership that you do this, you that, you have to pay in your dues. No. Now they want each nation to put 2% of the GDPs in, but the way that Donald Trump is saying it, that's not the way it is. Okay, manufacturing jobs have gone down. Just the other day, I looked, and we have lost since Donald Trump has been in as a president. We have lost close to 1,000 coal jobs. Okay, the coal jobs have been lost. I think 990 something, close to 1,000. This is a man who campaigned and said, and in his campaign he said that he was with the coal workers. Because the coal workers, it's not an easy job, man. It's one of the dangerous jobs there is. And there's almost 1,000 miners that don't have jobs. Almost 1,000 miners since his presidency. A lot of farmers have lost farms. A lot of farmers have lost wages, has lost money because his back and forth with China. Because you got to understand, China buys a lot of our products, a lot of our vegetables, a lot of our farms, a lot of our dairy, everything. Not everything, but they buy a lot of apples, vegetables, anything that's farmed. China buys that. So when you're having a war with China, what that does? It holds them back. So now you can't send a product that you was once sending to China. You can't send them because you're having a war. A verbal war, a written war with China, and that's not going to happen. So China's not going to accept your product. China's not going to buy your product until this is over. So then who suffers? You do. Well, here goes this man who says, "I'm here for the working people," but yet He's hurting the farmers. Another thing, he has outsourced a lot of jobs to a lot of countries, to a lot of places. He has given, and you can look it up, he has given over $482 million in grants for outsourced jobs, for outsourced companies. So also that Mexico's paying for the war. No, Mexico's not paying for the war. The wall is not being built the way he said it was going to be built. Partially, some of it is being built. All they got was some little bit makeup, more enhanced technology, and all that comes from who? Your tax dollars. Your tax dollars. So everything that's going on, we have a divided country. We really do. We have, you can no longer say I'm a Democrat or I'm a Republican, because if you say you're a Democrat in front of a Republican, they want to fight. And these are ignorant people. A real Republican will see through Donald Trump's stupidity. A real Republican sees the idiocy of Donald Trump. A true Republican said, this is not the man for our party. This is not a man for our party. He has done nothing but degrade our party. And that is the truth. That's what Donald Trump has done with the Republican Party. He has put him down completely. The GOP is no longer the GOP. You can have whatever respect the GOP had has been lost. They've lied for this man. They've protected this man. And this is not a man that will protect you. Like that can yield. And then people talk about Barack. People, let me tell you something. This is something you can also get. When Donald Trump, everything Donald Trump has gotten is because he inherited. Now stay with me. When Barack Obama took office, he took office in a recession. He took the United States in a recession time. You know how hard it is to take one country out of a recession? He did that in 4 years, maybe 5. And then once he did that, on the last 3 years, the economy was going up. Unemployment was going down. When Barack Obama, and like I said again, you can look it up, when Barack Obama took office, unemployment was at 11.0. 11.0. When Barack Obama left office, unemployment was 4.5. 4.5. When Donald Trump took office, unemployment just went from 4.7 to 3.5. Is there a difference there? No. Barack Obama did more in his last 3 years than Donald Trump has done in his first 3 years. And that's a fact. You can't compare the other 5 years because he was taking the United States out of a recession. A lot of people seem to forget that we were in a recession when Barack Obama took over. If it wasn't for Barack Obama, the auto industry would have collapsed because he bailed them out, except for Ford and somebody else, because Ford didn't want any money. But everybody else, Chrysler and everybody else, they did take they were bailed out and they paid their money back. They paid that money back. So to say that we have that we had the greatest economy in the world, no, because if you look at also, Donald Trump talked about the stock exchange. We had more highs with Barack Obama than we did with Donald Trump, and that's a fact. The economy was going up, so he inherited a good economy. He inherited good unemployment as unemployment was going down. But yet he takes all this credit. He has this fixation with Barack Obama. I think he wants to be his lover. And I'm not nobody. I'm not a Republican nor a Democrat. I'm like Switzerland. I'm neutral in the middle. But when I see something that you can see it through the naked eye, You can't be that blind. You really cannot be that blind to actually go with Donald Trump. This man doesn't know how to speak English. His English is horrible. Not one educational word comes out of this man's mouth. It doesn't. Look at the way he speaks and look at the way other presidents speak. Speak. It's just two different. There's a big difference. When 2016 people said we want to vote for Donald Trump because he's different. We want something different. We're tired of the same thing. But he's giving you he's giving you the same thing and then more. How could he go in front of millions of people on a debate and says that we as a country have a hold of this, of the COVID, that we have a hold of COVID? No, we don't have a hold of COVID. 77,000 people got infected Thursday. 78,000 people got infected on Friday. Just before I came alive, I was reading, comparing South Korea and comparing the United States, right? South Korea has a population of 55 million people. And since COVID hit South Korea at the same time that it hit the United States, they've had less than 500 deaths. We've had over 222,000 deaths. And you say that we have a hold of this? You know what? It's 78,000 people. And then he says, 99% of the people get cured. No, it's not true. 99% of the people don't get cured. Mr. President, the president got a medication that nobody had. Only 7 people have gotten it. What they gave him. Now, come on. What do you have to see for him for you to vote against Donald Trump? The man is a liar. The man is a conniving man. The man will try to sell you something and you believe him. And that's the part, is that you believe and you don't check. And you do not check. Everybody calls him sleepy. Everybody calls Biden Sleepy Joe because he says Sleepy Joe. Everybody in the Republican Party, Sleepy Joe. Don't you know how to make up your own mind? Every person that I speak to that's a Republican it tells me what they hear Donald Trump say. Like, if I'm not going to remember what Donald Trump said about you telling me this, I'm not going to know. You know, you have to be genuine. You have to look at. He says that Donald Trump has said that other countries has given us money from protecting them. That he has done this, he has done that. And when you look at it, it's not true. But then you have millions of people that follow him and say, yes, it is true, when the facts is there that it's not true. I mean, if he was a good man, if he would have put our country first, if he would have done the things that he said he was going to do, then I said, you know what, let's vote for him. You know, but that's not the case. He's always talking about that they spied on him. Something that has not been proven, people. That's just him talking. Something that him and Fox have been saying. But it's not been proven. It has been proven by his own Republican Party, that his campaign was in cahoots with Russia. That has been proven. Most of the people that he chose to run the show, campaign, they all been arrested. All of them. I'm going to tell you, but all of them. Okay? So, do you think that this is a man worthy of a second term? And then when you ask him about it twice already, they've asked him what's going to happen in the second term. He has no answer to it. He has no good answer to what a second term under Donald Trump is going to look like. He has no idea. He has no idea. And then Congress going back and forth with the stimulus, back and forth. Pelosi, I don't like Pelosi. Pelosi wants this. Pelosi wants this. Mnuchin wants this. Mnuchin wants that. And it's kind of hard. Melissa B says they tricked us. They didn't trick me, Melissa, because I know the way Congress works. They're all full of shit. I feel bad for the people who come December 31st that they have to make all those payments in their mortgage all in one shot. Because let me tell you something, if they don't make up their minds in 5 days, let's just say 4 days, there's not going to be no stimulus. Because if Donald Trump loses, he's not going to sign a check over. Trust me, he's not. Okay, what he's going to do, he's going to pardon all the little friends that got arrested. He will pardon the shit out of every white supremacist fuck there is out there, just to stick it to us. That's what he's going to do. And if he does win, he's not going to do anything after he gets inaugurated again. So like I said before in my video, here's Congress, here's the member of Senate getting paid $179,000 a year. Every 2 weeks they get paid, whether the government shuts down, they get paid regardless. But yet you have families who go hungry. You have families who are in food banks. You got families that are applying for food stamps for the very first time. People applying for unemployment because this man knew of this pandemic and did nothing about it. And he has the audacity to say that we have it under control. I mean, we don't. So, the longer people don't wear masks, the longer the people don't adhere to this, I mean, this is not going to go away. We're not going to eradicate this, but we can mitigate it. We can make it slow down. We can say, you know what, this part's not getting this part, because we have to get our kids back to school. I agree with that. School has to open. Businesses have to open, but you have to open it. You have to open it, and you have to be cautious. You just can't say, you know what, kids are going to get it, and because like you said, the transmission rate from child to adult, it's small. No, it's not small. I don't know what he's talking about, but it's not. And everybody's body is different. Okay, I can get COVID and it can do something to me, and I pass it on to my wife, and boom, something can happen to her. There's 4 of us here. Out of 4 of us, all 3 of us could be okay, and 1 person may not. All 3 of us could go out. You don't know. So why take that chance? Why even say, you know what? It's just like the flu, but it's not the flu because you just heard the president say it's 5 times stronger. It's 5 times deadlier than the flu, right or wrong? And then you have these people who are fanatics. They don't care about the country. They just are fanatics. Well, what I saw this thing earlier on today when a woman said, if you don't buy from the store, you're buying somewhere else. That's socialism. People in the Republican Party does not know what socialism is. They have no idea what socialism is. And because they hear Donald Trump talk bad about socialism, because they hear Donald Trump talk what socialism he thinks it is, he doesn't even have the idea what socialism is. And then all the Republicans start saying, oh, socialism. Listen, before you start talking, know what the word means. Before you say something that you don't know. They keep asking Donald Trump, hey, what is your health plan? So if you're going to replace Obamacare, what is your health plan? What are you going to do? To this day, he has not responded to that. He said, oh, we have a great plan. We have a great plan. We have a big plan. We just have a great plan. Our plan is great. A lot of people don't like it. That's what he says. That's what this fool says. He's had 3 years to do this. He blames Biden he tells Biden, well, Biden, you've been in Congress for 47 years and you haven't done nothing. Well, Biden, you've been here. You had 8 years under Barack Obama and you didn't do anything. But he can't do much. He's the vice president. He's not the president. He can give ideas, but he's the vice president. Okay? He'll take credit for what the president does. All right? And the same way that he'll take heat if anything goes down, like the president does. But it's not somebody that's not so much there's only so little vice president can do as far as putting in laws or agreeing or signing, because he can't sign anything. Okay? So here it is. He's telling Biden, yeah, you're here for 47 years and you have done nothing. But in these 3 years, this fool has done nothing either. He comes like 2 months ago and he decides and says, I'm no longer going to accept. I'm not going to no longer tell people to go forward and go to college. I'm going to encourage and put in an executive order to do trade school. This is something that should have been done years ago. Not even just not Donald Trump, but Barack, George Bush. This is something that they should have done a long time ago, because not everybody is college bound. Just because you go to college doesn't guarantee you're going to become a success. Just because you have a bachelor's degree doesn't mean anything. There are a lot of people that have bachelor's degrees and they're working 9 to 5 jobs, working minimum wage, or getting paid 10 to 15 miles an hour. That's plain and simple. That is the truth. Going to college does not guarantee you success. But those who are not college bound, those who don't want to go to college, there should have been trade school. That's what we need. We need trade school. We need people. We need electricians. We need plumbers. We need all those people to build America. To build, you know how good it is. If I was the governor, I was mayor, I would say, you know what? Go to a trade school. I will pay for your trade school, but when you do that, come work for the city. If I'm paying for your school, come work for us for a year or two. For a year or two, you're going to get paid, but you're working for the city. And if you want to go, then after that, if you want to go on your own, you go on your own. Or if you want to work with another company, you work with another company. But that's not a bad idea. Now, if you're paying it on your own pocket, you can do whatever you want to. That's not a bad idea. Immigration. All those people that are here illegally, but they've been here 20, 30 years, and they're paying taxes. Those people, they should just give them a Social Security card, have them pay taxes, have them become American citizens in a year or two, and have their kids. If you want them to stay, not to stay here, if you're going to stay here, then have your kids serve in the military. 2 years, 4 years. Give me some military service for you being here. Because I'm a proponent of, and I'm an advocate of those who come to this country legally. I really am. We're here to help everybody out. That is true. Give asylums to those who are persecuted in their country. I agree with that. But there are a lot of immigrants who come to this country illegally, and the minute they come here, what do they start doing? They start having kids. And when you start having kids, what happens? Then they become American citizens. And under that American citizenship, they're legally bound to receive every service that an American does. So they get food stamps, they get SSI, they get Section 8, which all those programs should be given to people who really, really need it. There are people out there who are on Social Security. There are people who don't even need Social Security, and they're faking that they're disabled. There are people who are on Section 8. They don't even need to be on Section 8, but being that it's rent-free, they're on Section 8. There's people that don't need to be on food stamp, but are on food stamp and they're working on the tables. We all know this is happening. Congress knows that this is happening, but yet they allow it from both parties, not just one, from both parties. So I want to see this country go back to its normalcy, which whatever that means now, because then we're not going to be normal for quite some time. But this back and forth going, Democrats, Republicans, come on, man, this gotta stop. We're dividing our nation between blacks and whites. Did you see that video that I put on my YouTube channel? The black guy, the white cop, or whatever, the Spanish cop, dragged the black kid out of the car. Just dragged him out. The passenger, for no apparent reason. And then they cry. Why did we protest? They cry, why do we burn things down? Because you have been doing this to people. And you're still doing this to people. When the people are recording it and you're still doing it. And then the police priest and the sergeant, the captain of that person, suspends that person with pay. But that's what they do, with the suspended with pay. No, you fire that person without pay. And you take it whatever legal ways you guys do to the union, whatever it is you guys do, and you got to do what you got to do. But you send a message out. By you suspending him with pay, you're not sending no message. You're really not. So the system is broken. There is systemic racism in this country. The Republicans may tell you no, but there is. People say, oh, where's Black Lives Matter when this? Why do Black Lives Matter this? Why is it so important? All lives matter. Yes, all lives matter. It is true. All lives matter. But in the time that we are living now, who's the ones getting shot the most by cops? Black people. White people get shot too. White people get killed by white cops. White people, it's true. It's just not in the news. But if you look at it, there is. But it's not as much as black people. So you have to put your attention, your focus on what's going on. That's why Black Lives Matters. Because we're living in a society where police officers are just taking the laws into their own hands and they want to do whatever they want to do. Yes, there are some African Americans who go out of their way to stir shit up. There are some of them who just don't care about the law. I'm not going to pay attention to you and blah, blah, blah. They swing at the cop or they get belligerent or they, things like that you're not supposed to do. But you have people do that. Same thing. You have Spanish people do the same thing too. So that's why the movement is so important, because we have to keep these cops in their toes. And there's going to be a time when cops' lives not going. There's going to be a time when cops' lives not going to matter. And when you have these radical white boys, when you have these radical Republicans and these radical white boys, that's what they are, going up to you, they want to shoot you, they want to do something because you did something to the country. They're going to go wild, and then there'll be a civil war. You don't want to get to that. Do you really want to get to that? No, you don't. So we have to, as a community, we have to come together. This shit about being black, this shit about being white, this all has to stop. We all the same color. God made us all God created us as equal. That's why when you're a Republican, you say white power. That's stupid. You say white power on one hand, and then you say God bless America, I believe in God on the other hand. You being a hypocrite, because God said we are all created equal. The Bible says, in the Genesis it said, let us create man in our image. That's what he said. And there is no white power, there is no black power, there's just none of that. If you look at God ain't white. Look at what the Bible says about God, about Jesus, what his skin color is. That he had hair like a wool. I mean, like a sheep. Yeah, his skin tone was dark, brown. Come on, really? So, what are we doing? What are we doing voting for ineptism? Why are we voting for people who just don't give a shit about you and me? Why? Here you are suffering. There are people right now that say, where am I going to get my rent for November the 1st? Where? It's hard. It really is. But yet they tell you, oh, we're fighting this. You have Nancy Pelosi. Oh, we're doing this and we're doing that. And you got Mnuchin saying this, Mnuchin saying that. And you got the president saying, oh, I'll sign a bill right now. They can come to it. Why doesn't he sit down with his Republican people and say, this is it? Why doesn't he sit down with Pelosi and Mnuchin and say, you know what? You're going to have to come in agreement now. I want this resolved today. I don't want to hear shit. I want this resolved now. I'm not suffering. You're not suffering. They're not suffering. I mean, you're not suffering. The people of America are suffering. So let's do this now. You know how much Pelosi's worth? Pelosi's worth $13 million. Mitch McConnell? Huh, did you say Mitch McConnell? Mitch McConnell's worth $30 million. $30 million. Do you think he gives a shit about you? You think he gives a shit about the people in Kentucky? No, he does not. No, he does not. So I want this country to be America again. Were we ever great? No. The country as a whole, no. Are they great people? Yes, yes. America has one of the greatest people there is in the world, but we don't act like it because whatever the president does military wise, it affects each and every one of us as citizens of the United States. Because that's how people will perceive us. Whatever he does, good or bad, that's the way the people are going. Every country is going to perceive us. This is Americans are snobs. Americans are good. Americans are bad. Americans are assholes. Americans are great. So, don't you want a president that's going to, whether it's Biden or whoever it is in the future, that's going to bring together this country? I mean, you're not going to bring the whole country together because it's kind of hard because everybody thinks differently. And people, there are some people like the one who following Trump, they can be easy manipulated. They can be easy manipulated. Easy. I guarantee you, Trump says, "Oh, you guys, you can do a purge." Boom, be a purge. Knowing it's illegal, they will do a purge just because the president said so. Hitler was a small man, but he knew how to. He knew how to talk, and he manipulated millions and millions of German soldiers, millions of German people, into thinking that Jews were bad. Okay, and not just Jews, not just Germany. Russia killed a lot of. Russia killed more Jews than Germany, and that's a fact. They just don't tell you that. They just want to focus on the Holocaust, But that is the truth behind all that. Russia did kill more Jews than Germany. So, with this said, I'm going to give you thoughts. Think about it. If you have not voted, vote. But if you vote on November the 3rd, vote for that person you think is going to put this country best. Look at every word that Donald Trump has said. Look it up. Is it true what he said? Is his policy true? Has he brought more jobs back to America? Has our economy been great pre-COVID? Has our country been better? Just look at that. Look at the division that we have right now as him being president. This never has happened. I'm 48 and I've never seen this happen before. Just think about that. Think about what America is going to be another 4 years with this man in office.